All right. It is 4 o'clock, and I'd like to call today's meeting of the Board of Trustees of San Bernardino Community College District to order, please. It's the first time I've used the gavel. How exciting. All right, so before we start roll call today, I'd like to make clear for the record of this meeting, and it should be reflected in the minutes, that the San Bernardino Community College District Board of Trustees business meeting is conducted pursuant to California Government Code Section 54953. Trustee Houston is participating by Zoom conference. And in accordance with the Ralph M. Brown Act, the teleconference location has been identified in the notice and agenda for this meeting. And now I will conduct the roll call, after which I would ask the trustees to recognize in order to confirm certain matters of record. So student trustee Natur, student trustee Reese Martinez, not here yet. Trustee Betters.
Here.
Trustee Houston, is she on yet? Not yet, okay. Trustee Longville. Trustee Williams is not here, and the chair is present. And so we will wait, I guess, on the next point until Trustee Houston joins us. How about that? And now, student trustee Natur, would you lead us, please, in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trustee Houston, is that you? Okay, so we're getting responses through.
She's okay to abstain on all voting items.
Okay, then I guess we don't need to worry about that. Okay, public comments. So pursuant to Board Policy 2350, any person may speak to the Board of Trustees either on an agenda item or on other matters of interest to the public that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board and before any action is taken. Comments must be limited to 3 minutes per speaker and 20 minutes on the same or a substantially similar subject unless a majority of the board votes to extend the time limit. As a matter of policy, members of the board may not discuss or respond to matters raised during public comment unless the matters are properly noticed for discussion or action in open session. If you have questions about access or if you require accommodation to participate in the public meeting, please contact the Chancellor's office as far in advance of the board meeting as possible. Do we have public comment?
Yes, we do.
Excellent. All right, first up we have Diamond Martinez. Yes.
There it is. Hi, my name is Diane Martinez. I'm a member of ASG at Valley College. I am a senator. I also just got voted on the SSCCC for Region 9 as the trustee. I'm here as a college student for Valley. I'm not here for ASG. I'm here to make a public comment. As everybody is well aware, that there was a student that came forward a few weeks ago that was really upset about the way ASG has been treating her. And I just want to let the record show that prior to her coming to that and saying that we were not respecting her, that is not what happened. She actually disrespected me on the bus and was violently yelling at me. I'm sorry, I have anxiety. And that's the point I'm trying to make now, is that who represents the students with disabilities? Who represents us? I'm so sick of bullying. Bullying has been going on for my entire life. And I'm here because I just want respect. And I gave an entire public speech at General Assembly, the meeting that she said that we were not representing Valley. I went up there and I talked about how hard it is to be a veteran. I talked about how hard it is to fit in because I was one of those students. And I want respect. And I went up there and I said, the only thing that I wanted, I didn't want pity. I didn't want your pity. I didn't want you to feel sorry for me. I just want respect. I just want you to treat me as an equal, as an individual, regardless of what my disabilities are. And I don't think it's fair that this person was able to run for a position at ASG and I was not. And the reason why I was not is because my disability paper was not fully, it wasn't fully signed until like a few days later before I could get on the election board, which is why I don't understand, because we just came back from DC, and everybody will tell you that I went up to those Congress meetings and I talked and I preached and I advocated for my veterans. I advocated for my disability students. I advocated for those who are parents and those who are like me and are old. You know, we came here, we still fighting because we want change. And I chose to go to Valley College because I know I wanted change. And I know I wanted to help my people because I came from drug addicts. I came from alcoholics. I came from the hood. And I earned my way here. I earned my seat at the table. And I just want the board to recognize that we don't, who represents those disability students? Who does? What avocation do they have? What seat do they have at the table? And I think it's wrong that I wasn't allowed to run for president because you know what? I don't understand how other colleges, like when we went to DC, they saw us and they saw me and they asked me to go into other meetings with them because they seen how I cared about my students and how I'm out of place here. But you know what? I'm not going anywhere. I will show up at every meeting that you guys have until we have some representation.
Your turn is complete.
Thank you. Next is Jeremiah Garash.
Hello, there you go. Garache, thank you. So yes, my name is Jeremiah Garache. I'm a student at San Bernardino Valley College. And I just want to kind of begin to really press this idea of a sanctuary school, especially with how volatile things have become within this current administration. I've spoken with many of my peers. I've spoken with many other students on campus. And while we are appreciative of a lot of the signs they put up to not speak to a lot of these agents, or the signs that are like warning against agents coming on our campuses, I have peers, I have friends, I have classmates who are here on a visa learning, and we just don't believe it's enough. And so we want to continue to push for this importance of a sanctuary school because we believe that, again, while we are appreciative of these signs, it's not enough. Again, I've been following this case with tough students that's happened very recently. A student who was in the doctorate program to pursue her doctorate, and she had co-opted a newspaper as well as written an essay within her school. And her school even commented that everything she had written was above the board. Nothing she said was wrong. Yet ICE agents came, unmarked, 6-1, grabbed her. And again, it's an ongoing situation right now as well too. And so I see those things kind of going on as well. And I can't help but stress that like this does not feel enough simply to put up signs saying they can't. Because she was just walking, I don't even exactly know where, but there's like a baker's across the street from San Bernardino Valley College. If one of the students speaks out, speaks their mind in a way that's deemed inappropriate, my concern is they'll be grabbed. And again, this is not to put blame on anyone, but it just does not feel enough. And so my question and pressure is to not only press for the sanctuary school, but what is the board, what is the school doing to protect the students going forward? Because again, as these things progress, we are going to make our voices heard. And if that's going to be the concern, if that's going to be the fear for someone coming because they didn't like what we said to take us, like I said, I don't know if I can really put my trust in a board that won't protect us. Thank you.
Thank you. Cristally Linares.
Hi, I'm Cristally Linares. I'm a current history student at San Bernardino Valley Community College, and I'm here to just talk about some of the topics that we just discussed. And I feel like as a majority of the people in this county, being Latino or Chicano, just being of other, like, we should really be supporting of our students. And being a parent of somebody that's in the San Bernardino School District, what about our younger students? Like, we just need to stick together. And what these students are doing is remarkable and it's amazing. We should be helping more our students. And I mean, the school board, I appreciate everybody here for taking the time to do all this. And I just really want, I mean, our education is like our future. So if we want to make this world better, being educated, I know that it would really help out. And just being able to be at school without stress, these students deserve that. What they're doing at San Bernardino Valley College is amazing. Like, we're right in the middle of, like, I mean, everybody can see it. It's not the best area sometimes, but I mean, education's freedom, and it's saved my life. And being a part of History Club, being a part of MECHA, it's totally changed my outlook on everything. And I'm 32 years old, so if it changed my life in this dramatic of events, like, I know that for somebody younger, the possibilities that it could do, just being able to learn about our culture in this country, like, we love this country. Everybody loves this country. God bless America. And so education's freedom, and it's, we are the future. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Jessica Ojeda?
Good evening, everyone, and the Board of Trustees. My name is Jessica Ojeda. I'm a student at San Bernardino Valley College, and I'm here to ask for your help. Currently, our safety and access to education is under attack, and we must stand together to fight against this. As students of San Bernardino Valley College, it is our responsibility to hold this board accountable and advocate for your students' safety. That is why today I'm here to ask you to make our campus a sanctuary campus to provide unconditional protection to our undocumented LGBTQIA+ and POC students. Similar to what Jeremiah said, we believe that the sanctuary campus title would be very beneficial to our students. It would just help ease our mind. You know, with everything going on in this current administration, we're very scared, and we do appreciate the red cards, you know, but we know that the title of sanctuary campus at San Bernardino Valley College would be very beneficial. We believe that with the sanctuary campus title, it would help ease our DACA students' minds and just know that our student liberties and opinions are protected. And we just came to ask for a sanctuary campus title so that we know we can ease our minds. And we do appreciate the red cards, we really do, but we just feel that with the sanctuary campus title would help. The red cards are not enough. We feel that we're still scared. We're still unsure that our opinions are protected. And with that sanctuary campus title, it just assures us that we know we can speak our minds and really pursue education, which is really the most important part. Thank you.
Thank you. Davina Burns-Peters.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Chair Gonzalez, Chancellor Rodriguez, and members of the board trustees. I can speak about a lot of things in this space today, but I really came to recognize the tremendous efforts that are occurring at San Bernardino Valley College to align some of our faculty hiring processes, and some of the very intentional work that's being done to ensure that it's not just a checkbox of actions, right? Or it's not a routine, like we have this, we're gonna just fill it with what we've always had. And while that brings about a lot of change for us on the campus, it also really speaks to how we serve our students and their needs, and really looking intentionally at our programmatic offerings and what we need to have there. So with that being said, in a division that has 3 recruitments going on now, I also want to recognize all of the work by the district and the support of the board in that hiring process, because it does ultimately come to you. So we are excited at Arts and Humanities to have a full staff very soon, and even some expansion positions by way of various actions. So just wanted to recognize that, and thank you all for that support, and look forward to more of that to come. Have a good night.
Thank you. I believe that concludes public comment for today. Now we'll move on to clarification.
Thank you, Board Chair. Dr. Contreras, would you mind providing clarification, please?
Yes, thank you, Chancellor Rodriguez. Really would like to provide additional information in response to the request for a sanctuary campus designation. And just to remind this board and the public that our college and our district has been at the forefront in reinforcing and advancing our core values, our institutional priorities. which are in place to ensure that everyone has access to education. And we were among the first to respond to the concerns of fear and uncertainty in the state of California and moved to swift communication and invited campus-wide and constituent-wide support and input in developing how we respond to this uncertainty and fear. And in that process, we developed a website that houses our resources with ongoing updates from the state chancellor's office, from the federal government related to financial aid, as well as training across the district and on the campuses, a widespread campaign to show our red cards and resources available, additional information opportunities, sessions for our students and the public to learn more from our DRC, our Dreamers Resource Center, and also being mindful of moving in a situation of trying to pursue a sanctuary campus and the implications of that may not be binding, that we may not be, we may not have the ability to enforce it. So with all that in mind, we want the public to know, we want our students to know that we are here to serve our students, and we've been intentional about defining spaces. And on our campus, there are stickers where spaces are safe and clearly designated where students can go. But based on these comments, we have more work to do in terms of information, and I'd encourage everyone to look at our website, the SALA web portal, which is Services Advancing Learning for All, and we will continue to uphold the mission and the vision and the core values of this college and this district, so every student knows they're welcome at San Bernardino Valley College, Crafton Hills College, KVCR, and in our district.
Thank you, President Contreras. And also for the record, I wanted to recognize that we were joined by Trustee Williams during public comment. Item 4, presentations.
Yes, thank you. Up next, we have a foundation from Crafton Hills College to give a presentation. But first, I'd like to call upon Dr. Haran to tell us about the presentation.
Thank you, Chancellor Rodriguez, and thank you for the opportunity for Crafton to share all of the fantastic work that our foundation has been working on. And I'd like to introduce Michelle Riggs. Michelle is our Director of Institutional Advancement, and Michelle bleeds green and yellow. She was a student at Crafton Hills College, was a classified staff member at Crafton Hills College, moved from the research office over to the foundation, and has now assumed the leadership role and is just doing a wonderful job. And I'm so pleased she's going to be able to share all of the success that she and her team have been achieving with our foundation.
Thank you. So I am Michelle Riggs. I am so pleased to be able to represent Crafton Hills College, and I joined that team in 2008. And I joined the CHC Foundation team in January of 2013. And at that time, the foundation assets totaled under $1 million. We didn't have any sort of an endowment, and funds were held in CDs in about a dozen accounts in different banks across the region. Our records were kept in a spreadsheet. So it's a very simple organization, and through some small grants and an annual fundraiser, a few loyal donors, the foundation, although it had existed since 1972, really just focused on money in, money out to support students through scholarships, and we had a textbook loan program. In 2013, we awarded just about $50,000 in scholarships, and then this academic year, we're going to award over $300,000, which is a 500% increase in the past 12 years. Thank you. Also in 2013, the foundation launched a President's Circle, beginning with 11 members. The goal was to raise some unrestricted funds that could be used to support programs and initiatives across campus, including starting our Honors Institute, which the foundation continues to support today. Also in 2013, the Crafton Hills College Foundation received its first major gift from the estate of Stanley Krasovic. Stanley had no affiliation with Crafton other than at the end of his life, he was treated kindly and professionally by the EMTs, paramedics, and respiratory therapists who took care of him. Stanley, a resident of Rialto, was taken to the hospital several times toward the end of his life, and each time he would interact with the ambulance and hospital crews asking about where they went to school. Our alumni from these programs spoke to him about the quality of training they had received at Crafton Hills College, And upon his passing, he left us 1/3 of his estate plan, just under $1 million. Yeah, pretty amazing. This gift was transformational. It allowed us to purchase equipment for our simulation lab, and it also began an endowment with $671,000 of that gift. The initial endowment remains, and we are able to use the interest earned to support our simulation lab to continue training our EMS, paramedic, and respiratory care students. In 2018, we named 3 areas on campus with endowments in the memory of individuals. And although the legacy of these donors lives on in perpetuity, we couldn't help but think that these celebrations all would have been more meaningful had we been able to include the donors during their lives and give them the opportunity to meet some of the students who benefit from their generosity. In 2019, Dr. Kevin Horan was appointed as president of Crafton Hills College, and his leadership has also transformed our foundation. He reorganized the marketing and foundation offices, which were functioning separately, into one cohesive office, institutional advancement. He named me chief storyteller, and we began working closely to share stories of impact and success from the students and alumni. Dr. Horan set a goal to raise a $1 million unrestricted endowment by our 50th anniversary in 2022. This unrestricted endowment would provide annual funding to continue to support the ongoing needs of the foundation. We began the campaign by first embedding philanthropy into the campus culture. Starting internally with storytelling, we used every opportunity to share with employees how the foundation supports students and asked them to join Team Crafton with monthly payroll deductions. In January of 2019, we had 50 employees giving a total of $2,000 a month through payroll. Today, we have 97 employees who donate over $7,900 each month. We set a goal of reaching 100 President Circle members, growing from the then just 37 to 100 members in December of 21. Today, we have 133 President Circle members, including 100% of our management team, the chancellor, and all 4 vice chancellors, and 2 of our trustees. Having this support from you is something that we include in all of our proposals, as it shows that you believe in what we do and you believe in our students. Yeah. Hey, they haven't been asked yet. It's not their fault. Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle.
But they're going to come to our fundraiser this year, so we're gonna get 100% also. All right. So we also revised our legacy giving program. We realized that planned giving is a small piece of a donor's lifetime cumulative giving, and that we could leverage a planned gift, major gifts, with annual gifts, and celebrate donors during their life rather than waiting until they pass away. With these 3-part gifts, they are structured as an initial gift that establishes an endowment and is vested for growth, a long-term pledge of annual expendable gifts to support students and programs during a donor's life, and an irrevocable bequest that, once realized, will fund the permanent endowment. These donors aren't the whales. They aren't the high wealth people that all local nonprofits are soliciting. These are the donors who love our college, contribute year after year, and want to help our students. In February of 2022, a 3-part gift was used to name the Kirsten Greek Respiratory Care Classroom, and provides each graduate from the respiratory care program with a $300 check to help offset their licensing fees. And in April of 2022, the Allborns named a courtyard with the gift that sends our earth science students to present their research at conferences. By our 50th anniversary in 2022, we had reached our goal of $1 million unrestricted endowment. With these successes, we commissioned a consultant to conduct a $10 million feasibility study. This allowed us to really think strategically about why we raised the funds and what they mean for our students. We organized our fundraising priorities into 2 areas: creating opportunities and removing barriers. We have been working through the recommendations from the consultant, including building community awareness, adding to our executive team of the foundation board, developing case statements and materials to communicate our messaging, and breaking the goals into smaller phases, starting with raising $900,000 for our first responders endowment. Our top priority is removing barriers and supporting students entering the fire academy, where out-of-pocket expenses exceed $3,000 per person. These significant costs create major obstacles for our low-income students, limiting their ability to pursue careers as firefighters and contributing to a workforce that doesn't reflect the diversity of our communities. In 2022, we received a $1.8 million grant from the Yahaviatam of San Manuel Nation. $900,000 of this grant covers 100% of the uniforms, certifications, PPE, SCBA rentals, books, and gear for 60 cadets each year for 5 years. It also provided a $900,000 endowment that has been invested, and as a requirement of that grant, we need to match. To date, we have raised $765,000 and need to raise an additional $135,000 before June 30th, 2027 to meet the match requirement. As a strategy to help raise these funds, we launched the Pay It Forward campaign that we hope will pay off long term when our students, our current cadets, are financially able to give back to support future academies. We remind cadets throughout their academy that we are depending on them to help us help future cadets. The first $900,000 is phase 1 of our goal to raise $12 million that will remove barriers for all first responders. While we are raising the endowment, simultaneously we continue to help our current students. In addition to removing barriers for access to the Fire Academy, we have also focused on removing barriers to employment for students graduating from the EMT and paramedic programs. In fact, for the past 5 years, every single graduate from the EMT or paramedic program has received a check to help them pay for their state licensing and testing fees. These fees were identified by program faculty as a barrier to employment for our graduates who struggle at the end of their programs to afford to take the tests and get their licensing, which they need to begin their careers. The Paul and Joanne Barrich Terrace was named in November of 2024 with the funds supporting our first responder endowment and helping us with this match requirement. The foundation has grown substantially over the past 12 years, now managing assets of close to $8 million and tracking over 300 funds. The endowment has grown steadily, as has the funding infused into the college through direct support for programs and students. In January of 2025, we were able to add an assistant director of development position to our office, who will focus on alumni cultivation and help us reconnect with our alumni in a meaningful and hopefully philanthropic way. We have gift agreements and pledged gifts for over $2 million and project our current assets will double by 2030. We invite all of you to show your support of Crafton students at our annual fundraiser on October 16th, 2025. This casual baseball-themed event will be held in the campus quad and features a live and silent auction with a new auctioneer, games, and fun for a great cause. Next, I'd like to share a short video that truly captures the impact of the foundation's work. You'll meet Sabrina Salazar, a student whose life was changed through a scholarship endowed by Dwight Tate and Kathy Wright in memory of Carla Thornton. When people ask what their donation can accomplish, Sabrina says she hopes her story will be the answer.
I was homeless off and on for 3 years. I became a mother at 14. So when I had my son, I just knew that, okay, let's see where we can sleep, where we can lay our heads at night, and we would just find somewhere safe in the park and sleep there. If I can pursue an education in counseling, social work, it just gives me hope that I will change lives of others who will walk down the similar path that I did. I'm trying to fill the void that I didn't have at the time, where I needed the guidance and the support. Stepping on campus, I remember one of my first courses I took here was a successful completion class, where not only did it give me resources about having childcare or how to get books, they were also talking about scholarships and financial aid, and with the help of everything Crafton Hills College has to offer was amazing.
Carla was a terrific person who was well on her way to a major political career. She had been elected to the city council in Moreno Valley, and her life was tragically cut short. So one of the ways we could honor her memory was to establish a scholarship in her name at Crafton Hills College, because she loved this campus and loved the veterans that she served here.
We understand that the expenses are greater, much greater now for students, and happy to be able to help them make it through.
Students like Sabrina, she is going to accomplish such great things, and is already well on that way, and we're just happy to have played a small part in it.
In my situation, it made more than just one difference. It was to help in multiple situations that I was facing. It's a financial stress off our shoulders. I want to thank Crafton Hills College donors and let them know that their support is invaluable and we truly appreciate every little dollar amount.
The message any scholarship gives is that we believe in you. And that's really what makes the difference for the students, I think.
Any donation as small as $5, $10, maybe even $20, it all can make a difference in someone's life. My name is Sabrina Salazar, and I'm a proud alumni of Crafton Hills College and a recipient of Dr. Carla Thornton Memorial Scholarship.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Storyteller Riggs. Do any trustees have any questions for the director? Nope. All right.
I made a comment. So say congratulations for the work that you're doing. That's awesome. I think the title of storyteller is very important, and I like it. I like it a lot. Good job over there.
Yeah, it's my unofficial title.
And you told the story well.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to share with you all what we've been working on. Thank you.
I'm proud to be one of the two trustees who's a member of the President's Circle. All right, we'll move on to item 5, approval of minutes of the April 10th, 2025 business meeting. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
So we have a motion to approve by Trustee Betters and a second by Trustee Longville. We'll do this by roll call vote. Student Trustee Nutter? Aye. All right. Trustee Betters?
Aye.
Trustee Houston abstains. Trustee Longville?
Aye.
Trustee Williams?
Aye.
And chair votes aye. So that motion passes. The minutes of the April 24th, 2025 board strategy session. Do we have a motion? Okay. And a second?
I'll second.
All right. We have a motion by Student Trustee Nutter and a second by Trustee Betters to approve the strategy session minutes. Student Trustee? Trustee Betters?
Aye.
Trustee Houston abstains. Trustee Longville?
Aye.
Trustee Williams?
I abstain.
Okay.
I wasn't there.
Okay. And the chair votes aye. So what, that's
Wasn't there.
3 ayes and 2 abstentions. Does that still pass? All right.
Well, you need 4. All right, I can we redo it? I wasn't at the 10th one either, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. So you want to do a remote, like, I'll vote
Trustee
aye.
Williams, how do you vote?
I'll vote aye.
All right.
Yes.
Motion carries. Section 6, recognition and celebrations. Applause cards. Great. Congrats to all with applause cards. Recognition of outgoing student trustees. So, Student Trustee Nutter, we want to take a picture with you. And where do we want to do this? Eric, where do you want it? Right over here? In front?
We traditionally do the picture with the student trustee and the board member, or the board chair.
Okay.
Traditionally.
Thank you for your service to Crafton Hills College and the San Bernardino Community College District as student trustee. steps in today. Sure.
I just wanted to say thank you to the district and Crafton for all the opportunities I've been provided over the years. Crafton really became like a second home to me, and I really was shaped into the person and leader I am today because of the opportunities I got from Crafton. And just looking back at this past term, there have been like many rough patches for me, and anyone who knows me can attest to that. But through these challenges, I managed to get back up and keep moving forward. I owe that to the support system that I grew here, whether it be my faculty mentors or our wonderful student government advisors, Dr. Erica Paddock and Zachary Courts, or all the student peers who entrusted me in this role. And I know we're living in some uncertain times right now, especially with everything going on in the federal government. But there's still a lot of work ahead of us to ensure that we continue supporting the promise that our community colleges, supporting the community college province. But however, after attending Haku and seeing all the advocacy work that's not only from our district, but from dedicated students from across the nation, I'm confident that we will uphold our commitment to our students. I also want to take a moment to thank those who helped me prepare for my advocacy. A special thank you to Transfer Center Coordinator Marielle Macame, Honors Coordinator Judy Cannon, and the Department of Research and Planning for really sitting down with me and like going through to really showing me the full grasp about the full impact that like their services and financial aid has had on students. Of course, the students themselves who shared their powerful stories with me in preparation for Haku. Jasmine Garcia, Laura Nguyen, and Mahen Kanaka Hewege. Sorry, I need to pace myself. But at the end of the day, that's why we're here for the students. The student voice really matters. And it's time, especially in times like these, and I look forward to the next group of student leaders who are going to step up and continue this work. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
I hope at some point in the future we'll have an opportunity to recognize student trustee Nelva Ruiz Martinez as well, who was unable to join us today. Moving on now to section C, retirement recognition. Chancellor.
Absolutely. Before I recognize the retirees, I just want to say thank you, Tanati, on behalf of all of us here at the DSO. From his statements, you can tell that he prepares well for any engagements that he has. If you all could have seen him in Washington, D.C. the past couple of weeks, phenomenal. Every student in the nation should be happy that they had you there representing them. So thank you for your work, and we're going to be watching you. So our retirees, we have 4 retirees. At this point, I won't read you everything that's here. You can see it on the screens, but they should be recognized at least by name. Mr. Joe Cabrales, District Dean of Education and Student Support Services here at the DSO, serving 22 years with us. Assistant Professor Scott Rippey, Mathematics Department at Crafton Hills College, 29 years of service with us. Ms. Bonnie Rodriguez Cruz, Administrative Assistant 3 at Valley College, 30 years of service to the district. And Professor Mark Williams of Automotive Department at Valley College for 39 years of service. Congratulations to them all. Just give it up. They are all just amazing. So we wish them well on their next chapter.
Thank you. Congratulations. We'll move on now to the action agenda. The first item, 7A, is to form the board ad hoc committee for board self-evaluation and evaluation of the chancellor. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Trustee Betters, with a second by Trustee Williams. We'll go ahead with a roll call vote if there is no discussion. Okay, Student Trustee Nutter? Trustee Betters? Aye. Trustee Houston abstains. Trustee Longville? Trustee Williams?
Aye.
And chair votes aye. So motion to approve the board ad hoc committee and evaluation of the chancellor passes. Item B, consideration of approval to appoint members of Citizen Bond Oversight Committee.
So move.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by trustee Williams with a second by trustee Betters to approve the appointment of members to the Citizen Bond Oversight Committee. Is there any discussion? Student trustee Nutter? Trustee Betters?
Aye.
Trustee Houston abstains. Trustee Longville? Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion passes. We'll now move on to section 8, the consent agenda. Are there any items that we need to pull from today's consent agenda?
Board Chair, I'd like to pull from the agenda item C.4, individual memberships, and if this is the appropriate time, item F out of the information items, construction change orders and amendments bonds.
Okay. Any other items to pull from the agenda? And those are not for discussion. Those are for postponing to some future date, right?
That's correct. We should have them back on the agenda next month.
Okay.
I had a question about B6.
Okay.
And then I can't remember if it was action or consent. There was one that had a funny printing. Did we get an addendum to that? It was characters versus letters.
On the electronic formal agenda, it is correct.
Okay.
However, when printed, it printed abnormally.
Yeah, I couldn't read what it was. Was that an information item? I don't remember what it was.
I have the picture.
I believe
got a
it was
picture of
under,
it.
I believe it was consent. I'm not sure.
It was I took a picture of it.
It was on page 239 of 388.
Yeah, consideration for service agreements, orders, and professional services. $339, yeah.
239.
$239. Was it just my book that was like that? Oh, no, yeah.
The chair therefore a motion to approve those items on the consent calendar with the exception of those moved by the chancellor and with the exception of the one which trustee Williams is doing some last minute checking.
I believe there's two that trustee Williams brought up. B6, which is management job description and placement on the management salary schedule. You had a question about that.
Yeah, and I can yield on the other one because I can make out what it says after.
Okay.
I just saw the characters were off, so.
Okay. So would you like to make
So
that motion?
just-
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a motion by trustee Longville. Do we have a second?
So moved. Second.
Okay. And then, so trustee Williams, discussion on the item B6 that you
Yeah,
had
and
a
I
question on?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, do we need to have who the position reports to in the summary? It's usually in there, or was there a reason that it doesn't say who the position reports to? It's the technology, cybersecurity. Which one is that? What page is B6? It's the job description that,
Vice Chancellor Hannon?
Yeah, so traditionally, for some positions, especially ones that are at the district office, we put to the appropriate administrator. It could be our chief technology officer, it could be Dr. Anelis, but this position reports to the technology department.
but does it, I don't remember if it even said that. It just was a summary. Yeah, it doesn't say that. It just says the enterprise technology management position is responsible for overseeing executing the district-wide technology. I'm just curious, so if you're fine with it, then I don't have a problem.
It is a temporary categorical project-based position that is reporting to the Department of Technology Services. We know internally that who it reports to, but yeah.
Understood. I move approval.
Well, we didn't vote on the other. No, we haven't yet. So we have
Just take them all?
no, we'll just take them all with the exception of the two. So we have a motion by trustee Longville with a second by trustee Betters to approve the consent agenda with the exception of items C4 and information item F. Student trustee Nutter? Trustee Betters?
Aye.
Trustee Houston abstains. Trustee Longville? Trustee Williams?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion carries the consent agenda. No, they're being removed totally to a future meeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't asking for them to be tabled. I just had
We
a-
didn't.
Oh,
Don't worry.
okay.
Just the
Oh,
two that I
okay.
pulled.
Yeah.
No. Yep. Everybody clear? Okay, good. All right, we'll move on to section 9, reports, board committee and activity reports. I believe there is no report for the board finance committee.
That is correct.
Correct. Is there a report for the board legislative committee? No report?
No report.
We have no report for the board policy and procedures ad hoc committee. Trustee Williams, would you like to give a report on the board governors?
I don't have a report, but I do want to make a comment. So I just want to thank every single one of you who sent text messages, who left comments, made calls, who pulled up at my house. My family and I left feeling really deeply loved. And so for those that don't know, on April 23rd, I lost my mother. And it's been a really sacred process for her transition. And I just want to give all of the moms and anyone who stepped into that role of consistency, caring, and conviction a shout out. So in my book, the generation from the 1940s is a very special group of people. And that's no shade to the rest of y'all, as our chancellor would say. I'm just saying,
Just saying.
They don't make them like that. And so, just a quick word as we approach Mother's Day coming up. I want to offer a few thoughts that, not just as a trustee, but as a father, as a son, I'm a grandfather as well, and someone who's deeply about legacy. So when you're going into Mother's Day, don't just think about flowers and brunches. Sit down with your elders, sit down with your mothers, and have a conversation. Make the young people sit and listen. Record the conversation, take pictures, capture the voices, write down the memories, the stuff that is generally overlooked and it becomes sacred tomorrow. Consider writing a legacy letter to the family of the future. I had ChatGTP tell me how long my mom's legacy will last because I have 4 children and 2 grandchildren, and it's projecting 6 generations, which would be 150 years. And so writing a letter to the future generations around what your family's value system is, what your faith is, and just, all of those different types of things. Also, make sure that you check your medical benefits, your supplemental insurance, your life insurance. Make sure that you know exactly what you have. And so in closing, I just want to say legacy isn't something that's left behind. It's something that's built while we're here. Thank you for your prayers, your presence, and your partnership. It really means everything to us right now. Thank you.
I believe there is no report from the Joint Powers Authority. Chancellor.
And I gotta follow that? Goodness. Goodness. Our deepest condolences, trustee. Deepest condolences. So, well, good evening, everyone. It's hard to believe we're talking about Mother's Day, right? It's so hard to believe it's May already and the closing of another academic year getting close. But having said that, this is actually one of my favorite times of the year because there are just so many celebrations across the district. The Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, National Teacher Appreciation Week, National Nurses Week, Military Appreciation Month, Mental Health Awareness Month, and of course, Mother's Day. These celebrations remain with us on how meaningful our work is, right? Especially here within our district. May is particularly special because we are going to get to celebrate the class of 2025 in just a few short weeks, right? So a little later this month, literally hundreds of our students will cross the stage who have earned their diplomas with just their loved ones cheering them on. And I invite all of you to participate, all of you to be there, because commencement really is a reminder as to why we're all here and the work that we do. It's to help our students succeed, and to watch them cross the stage is truly, truly special. And speaking of success, right? I'm proud to share that this academic year, we served nearly 20, actually the number has changed, nearly 30,000 students across our district, surpassing our goal by almost 11%. So kudos to you all. That accomplishment belongs to you all. Now I see why y'all are tired. You've been working, been working. You know, next I'd like to spotlight KVCR and our FNX, First Nations Experience TV channel. FNX is a great example of how we bring people together through education and through culture and through celebration of cultures. As you know, FNX was created in partnership, and forgive me if I mispronounce this, in partnership with the Yuhave Tatum. Did I say that right, Doctor? Say I'm just going to leave that right there for now, but I'm going to practice. I'm going to practice of the San Manuel Nation. It's the only TV channel dedicated exclusively to Native American and World Indigenous programming, something we are so incredibly proud to partner with and just really just to be a part of it. And so recently, FNX launched a new app with a fantastic red carpet gala and concert at the Agua Caliente Casino in Rancho Mirage. It was just amazing. It was so amazing. I think you all should take a look at this video.
FNX Television is bringing you a new digital app. Stream all your favorite programs live or watch on demand. Whether it's our kids programming, a comedy series, a cooking show, a documentary, news, a short, or a feature film, it's your favorite Native content on your time. Best of all, the FNX app is free. More info at fnx.org/app.
I encourage you all to download the app before you leave. Download the app. So big congratulations to KVCR and all of the team there in FNX for just this incredibly outstanding achievement. And a sincere thanks to our partners for helping make this app possible. So we really appreciate their support. And then finally, I want to recognize 5 incredible student leaders. Heidi already recognized some of them who joined us last week in Washington, D.C. for the Haku Capital Forum. They advocated for federal funding, highlighting how important it is for financial aid, tutoring, and workforce development at our colleges. They were truly, truly outstanding. So please join me in thanking Heidi Nator, who was just amazing. Nelva Ruiz Martinez, Diami Ruiz Martinez, Diamond Martinez, who you heard speak just a few minutes ago, and Ricardo Huerva. Just fantastic students. We should be proud. We should be proud of the students. I also want to thank Haku for inviting me to speak on a national panel about supporting our Dreamers and DACA students and our undocumented students at our colleges. It was an honor to represent California and to underscore, and let me repeat, underscore our commitment to serving these students and really to serving the top 100% of all students, including our Dreamers, who contribute so much to our local and national economy. So thank you all for everything that you do in supporting our students. I'm excited for commencement. And that's my report.
Thank you, Chancellor. We'll move on to our represented groups. Crafton Hills College Academic Senate.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Meredith McLaren. I'm representing the Academic Senate for the last time, just to let you know. I do agree this is a fabulous month of celebrations, and so that's really kind of what I'm just going to give you a list of the celebrations we've been having and then the ones we are looking forward to. first and foremost is maybe my own personal celebration is that we did elect a new Senate president yesterday. So Natalie Lopez will be the Senate president and will be coming to speak with you next year, fall next year. And then the other celebration we had had 3 resolutions for Professor Emeritus. And so we did a Professor Emeritus resolution for Rejoice Shavira, for Scott Rippey, and for Gary Williams. So those 3 we were read and passed those by acclamation and lots of applause, obviously, yesterday. We also got to celebrate our Of the Year winners. So every year we vote for full-time, part-time, and classified professional of the year. And so this year I want to recognize Chris Oliveira from microbiology and Julian Robertson from math. They were our full-time professors of the year. And our part-time professor of the year was David Gerhartz from sociology. And our classified professional was Zach Kortz from student life. So those were all excellent fun voting and recognition at our meeting yesterday. So upcoming events that we're looking forward to, we have a transfer celebration dinner coming up next week for all the students who will be transferring. And I believe Mariana said we had a couple hundred people signed up to come, and their families. So that should be a fabulous event next week. We had the honors awards, I believe last week, where they got their service medals for their volunteer hours and all the other honors program awards. Looking forward, obviously, to graduation. And then another one, maybe a little more me personally than others, is I am looking forward to all the new faculty that we are going to have starting next year. We've been doing lots of hiring, and so I'm just really excited to have additional faculty on staff next year. So that concludes my report.
Thank you, Professor McLaren, and for your service. Crafton Hills College Classified Senate.
So, end of the semester, right? First of all, I would just like to thank the Student and Academic Senates who at their recent General Assemblies supported Classified Senate by passing resolutions asking to include Classified Senate in Title V. A lot of people don't realize, actually, our district is one of the few in the state that specifically calls out and includes Classified Senate in the shared governance process. That's actually not common across the state. And these resolutions, and then one that we will be passing at the state level for classified as well, are the next steps in the process to make this something that will be available to all community college classified professionals. And then locally, closer to home, we did also have our Senate elections. I will be back next year. And I will still be joined by my Vice President, Veronica Arrowwood, and my Secretary, Shaquita Bender. And we are very excited to welcome Rose Hansen, who will be joining us as our treasurer. And then our senators continuing with us, we still have Ken Burns, Rebecca Abeda, and Sierra Divins. And then we have 2 new senators, Craig Islander and Zach Kortz. And so it's very exciting to have them joining us, and feel like we're really starting to see more participation from a broader swath of the campus, and it's great to see. And then I also want to join with what Meredith McLaren just said as far as all the new hiring that has been happening. It's a lot of classified professionals coming to Crafton as well, and it's going to be we're excited for next year. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Crafton Hills College Associated Students. No report?
It's a short report if you want me to. Sure. So on the topic of elections, we're currently wrapping up our own elections. We don't have the results yet, but those should come out soon. And I'm hoping to see an uptick in student participation this year because we've been really pushing it. And also excited to see who my replacement is. Besides that, we're also having our final Senate meeting tomorrow. We're going to meet the Dean of Student Services, Ivan Pina, is going to meet with us tomorrow to go over feedback we've given him of how to improve student success and equity. And yeah, that's all. This month has been pretty light, but thank you.
Okay, thanks. San Bernardino Valley College Academic Senate.
Hello, board and board trustees and Chancellor Rodriguez, as well as everyone else here. I can't believe it's already a year. I came up here very nervous the first time, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm still very nervous, but I have another year of practice. So, but first, I'd like to sincerely thank the district, cabinet for the opportunity to meet and communicate with you guys throughout the year. These ongoing conversations are not only meaningful, but essential in fostering collaboration and mutual understanding between the academic senate and district leadership. So I greatly appreciate that. I would also like to take a moment to personally thank Dr. Contreras for his leadership and unwavering support for our faculty and our students. His continued commitment has made a significant impact on our shared vision for SBVC. Looking ahead, I hope we can continue to build on this communication, especially by increasing transparency and support for our faculty and others serving in shared governance roles, particularly our district level committees. These spaces are often where critical decisions are shaped, and ensuring clarity, access, and a shared sense of purpose will empower those who step into those roles in the future. Thank you for the continued partnership and support in building leaders across our campuses. Before I conclude, I'd like to recognize two of our outstanding faculty members, Anthony Blacksher, Chair and Professor of Ethnic Studies and Sociology, and Jesse Lemieux, Chemistry, who were honored as SBBC's outstanding professors, as well as Brenda Orozco, our part-time faculty of counseling. Their hard work, dedication, and passion for student success reflects the very best of what we strive to offer for our students. Their accomplishments are a testament to the quality of education at SBBC and the commitment of our faculty to making a difference in students' lives. Last but not least, Valley Up.
Thank you. San Bernardino Valley College Classified Senate. No reports. San Bernardino Valley College Associated Students. No report there. All right. How about CSEA? CTA? Huh.
Hello. Good evening, Board of Trustees, Chancellor Dr. Rodriguez, campus presidents, senior district leaders. I'm Jeff Dembski. I'm the Faculty Union President. I missed you last month. I'd like to begin by thanking Nick Reichert, the Vice President from Crafton Hills, for presenting last month. He did an outstanding job. As several speakers have acknowledged, we're approaching graduation soon, the end of the academic year. This has been a very productive time for our faculty and our union. I'd like to take a moment to commemorate the progress. Last spring, both Crafton Hills and Valley College faculty voted to set our chapter on a new path. We sensed untapped partnership opportunities existed with management. They were hiding right there in plain sight. This sense proved sensible. Last summer, before the school year opened, my leadership team met with Ms. Hannon and Mr. Torres. We discovered many areas of common ground. We got to the work immediately. Everyone wanted to settle the so-called high-intensity lab issue. So this past year, supported by our campus presidents, and thank you both to Gil and Kevin, we did settle it. All parties wanted to develop an equitable multi-year wage package. So this year, supported by our board and our chancellor, we did settle it. Most importantly, the teams wanted to coexist in a collaborative and forward-leaning space. So this year we did that as well. Supporting this new direction is our top priority. I'll be here to speak with you in June, July, and throughout the fall. State CTA leaders are advancing a ballot signature drive that I want to pitch, both as the faculty union president and a political science professor. We're also tracking Valley College's faculty grant proposal to CTA, a $20,000 renewable grant that will fund access to biology services across our campus and community. I'll let you know as soon as we find out. Our chapter is also actively promoting commitment to DEIA initiatives. This summer, we'll learn if CTA accepts 2 of our finalists, one representing Crafton Hills, the other representing Valley College, to CTA's Ethnic Minority Leadership Training Program. Our chapter is committed to developing new union voices, and I'm looking forward to introducing them to you. Thank you all for welcoming a refocused union back into regular working order. We're grateful for the partnership and in many cases the friendship. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Professor Demski. Police Officer Association. No report. We'll move on to staff reports. San Bernardino Valley College President, Dr. Contreras.
Thank you, Trustee Gonzalez. In addition to my written report, I have 3 additional updates. Before I get to them, I want to congratulate the Crafton Hills College Foundation and President Horan for the great work that you presented tonight. The first update I want to share is an organizational update I distributed on April 30th, really relevant to some of the discussion here tonight. And that is, among the number of items that were in there, strengthening support in student life. We're going to be adding additional support for our student leaders with the Director of Student Life and a 50% position faculty coordinator to really help with leadership development, campus life, and overall student engagement. In addition, we're strengthening support in student health services, transitioning from a faculty coordinator position to an associate dean of student health services, and greatly expanding mental health support for our students. The second update I'd like to share is this district in San Bernardino Valley College has long been a champion and statewide leader in basic needs. Really happy to report that we launched the den-to-den housing pathway, Wolverine to Coyote, a partnership between San Bernardino Valley College and Cal State San Bernardino. 32 spaces available to our students in the housing at Cal State San Bernardino. Financial aid covers it. They get access to a meal plan and all kinds of other resources from Cal State San Bernardino. Really want to thank our Vice President of Student Services, Yvonne Gutierrez Sandoval, our VPAS, Keith Bacon, all the teammates at the district who are really prioritizing the housing needs of our students. It was really a village and a collaboration. And finally, as Chancellor Rodriguez mentioned, there are a lot of events at the college, in the community. The college and the community is vibrant. I've been giving speeches, doing welcomes. I've been dancing, cheering, clapping. We've been all over this place celebrating the achievements of our students, and that doesn't happen with all the support of the college. There's too many to recognize, but I really want to point out the Inland Empire Black Grad this past Sunday, and Dr. Betters was the MC, and she had more wardrobe changes than any movie I've seen. And Kanisha Bufong, true leader in the community, really inspiring and really looking to bridge that community with the campus in our efforts. And I just want to thank everybody who helped our graduates this year and the people who are still on that journey as we celebrate commencement. Running out of time, but in closing, condolences to Trustee Williams, and a happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, and happy Mexican Mother's Day this Saturday to all the mothers. That concludes my report.
Thank you, President Contreras. Crafton Hills College President, Dr. Horan.
Good evening. Just a few updates for you today. We want to congratulate one of our student athletes, Jamie Alexander. She was a 2-time state finalist in swimming, her second time being this year. She ended up 15th in the state in her 50-meter back stroke and did amazing representation for the Crafton Hills swim program, which is still very much in its infancy. And so it's nice to see the success there. I also want to thank the City of Yucaipa for being a fantastic partner in our second Run for the Hills 5K event. We did this 2 years ago. We had about 100 runners. We had our 5K again, partnering this time with the City of Yucaipa. We had over 260 runners, which raised about $2,500 for our student athletics program. And it's just a great burgeoning relationship to have with the City of Yucaipa. And also Heather Chittenden, our Director of Athletics, who really served as our organizer for that event on the Crafton side. I want to thank Michelle Riggs for the excellent presentation that she gave tonight. She didn't explicitly mention it, but we will be coming to you in the month of June, maybe July, with another announcement of a very large gift that she has secured through our 3-part giving program. And so it continues to bring massive success to the college. I'd like to thank Hadi Natur for being an excellent student leader this year. I got to spend an hour or two, I would see him all the time around campus, but with he and Jared Shaw, the student body president, each month, talking about issues related to student. He was never not passionately advocating for our students, and I really appreciate your leadership, and I know you're going to do very well in your next adventure. we have commencement coming up, and outside of our COVID year, where we invited our virtual participants to be in our commencement, we had about 300 participants for commencement. This year we have, as of Monday, 365 registered students for commencement. This is a new record for us. It's going to really put off my 60-minute completion time, but we'll allow it. And in that graduation number will be our first bachelor's degree recipients in respiratory care. You will be able to, yes, very good. You will be able to see them because they will be standing out because they will be donned in green caps and gowns instead of the black caps and gowns. And then lastly, I'd like to thank Meredith McLaren for her leadership in the Academic Senate. I think she's a little too enthusiastic about finishing up, and when I asked her how her speech was going to be at commencement, she says, "Oh no, I delegated that to the new president. I'm not doing that." So thank you, Meredith.
Thank you, Dr. Haran. Executive Vice Chancellor. No update. Vice Chancellor of Human Resources and Police Services.
No update.
Vice Chancellor of Educational and Student Support Services.
No update.
All right, we'll move on to Section 9, Information Items. Are there any questions or discussion of the items listed under Information? All right, hearing none, at this time we will enter into closed session to discuss confidential matters that are generally stated on the agenda. Do we have any public comments on closed session items? All right, the time is now 5:12, and the board will convene into closed session. Thank you very much, everybody. We look forward to seeing most of you at commencement, too, and we will move in 5 minutes.
on May 8th.
Hold on. The time is 5:27, and I will reconvene the public meeting. Oops. Okay. 6:27. I can't read my watch. It was wishful thinking. Thank you. The time is 6:27. Reconvene the public meeting. Clerk Betters, will you share the readout?
Absolutely. On May 8th, 2025, in closed session, the board unanimously ratified the resignation agreement and general release between the district and employee number 30243. Pursuant to the terms of the agreement, employee number 30243 will resign effective June 30th, 2025. Under the agreement, employee number 30243 releases the district from any and all legal claims.
Thank you very much. The next meeting of the board will be the board strategy session on May 22nd, 2025 at 4 p.m. here in the SBCCD boardroom. The time is 5:26, 27 and a half, and the meeting's adjourned.
Good work, Chair.